From the Civic Center in North Battleford, it's Saskatchewan Midget SMAAAHL Hockey on maxTV, local on demand, the Battleford Stars and the Regina Pats Canadians. Come on inside, everyone, and get ready for some terrific SMAAAHL midget hockey action featuring the Battleford's man to watch today, number 4, Luke Reed, an offensive defenseman who will have his work cut out for him on D tonight. That Pat Canadians offense is powerful. Luke Reed is going to be a key role player for his team. Lucas Sillinger, number 22 in Pat's blue and red, the second leading scorer in all of the league this year. And look at that face. Are you seeing a young Mike Sillinger? I sure am. His dad was a journeyman in this league, and it's going to be a good time watching Lucas today. I'm Heath Mulligan along with Jay Crockett. Yesterday, these two teams played, and it got a little bit testy late in the game.
Absolutely. It took 40 minutes. They were rather cordial, but in the third period, they developed an opinion of each other. It was rather scrappy. It's going to make for a really good game here today. We got to keep our heads up. It's going to be good.
Yes, familiarity does breed contempt in the sport of hockey. Let's take a look at the standings and what these two teams are doing thus far in the season. Boy, the Pat Canadians have been the team to beat.
They are good. They're good offensively. They're good defensively. So the Stars have their work cut out for them trying to force the forecheck.
Battleford's just a couple games under 500. Win one, and all of a sudden you're right there in the mix. The Pat Canadians and the Battleford Stars were almost ready to go. Coming up next, the starting goaltenders. And here's our starting goaltenders for this afternoon. On the Stars side, the rookie out of Regina, Saskatchewan, Joseph Young. He's played 8 times, 426 goals against, and a save percentage of .892. Over on the Pat Canadian side today, number 30, Dean McNabb, the Victoria Royal draft pick. 14 games there this year, 12-1 record, a .156 goals against average, and a .921 save percentage. Both goaltenders for Regina strong statistically, and that's kind of goes hand in hand with having a really great team in front of you, doesn't it? Play is underway. The puck into the Pat Canadian zone. The Pat Canadians in their blue with red trim, and the Battleford Stars wearing their white with some black and silvery gray trim. Deep in their own end. Stars looking to work it out. Up to the center stripe, and it's bumped off the stick of the Star and taken away by the Pat Canadians, who will now turn it back. And through the middle, a little 2-on-2 breaks out, but it's lost in the feet and just fired in. Luke Reed, cross ice pass off the mark, and the Pats are able to shoot it right back in. Here's Reed coming for it on the near side. Sillinger in on him with a good forecheck and caused a turnover for just a moment. On the half wall, Battleford struggling to get it out. They break it free of the zone, and it's fired right back in. Reed will pick it up behind his own nets. Tried to run up the middle, anticipating a pass there to Connor Nagel, but Nagel couldn't get around a pylon of a Regina Pat, and the pass doesn't connect. Now it's just dumped the length of the ice as the Battleford Stars are looking to get a change. Icing waved off. This one brought out by Regina. Right up the middle now. Sillinger trying to make a move. 2 defensemen right there with him, and he'll go down into the corner, as does a Stars defender, but no penalty on the play. Regina keeps working it in. King Cunningham tried to bat it out, and they do get it free of the zone. The Stars need a couple fresh sets of legs out there as well. And we've got a high stick contacting the puck. So a couple minutes in.
So early on, what we're seeing, the Regina Pat Canadians, 57 shots on goal last night. Although they registered none, they are doing a great job of keeping the puck in, which is really what gives fits to the defense of the Stars. They try and get it out, but they struggle with that, and that forces shots on goal. We may see that become a problem.
Faceoff is taken by the Stars, and they will get it out. That one off a foot, no icing here. It hit a Pat on its way down. Peyton Gorski giving chase for Regina. He's there first on the half wall. The Stars try and pinch and keep it in. They can't. Back out to center, and then dump down into the corner behind the Regina net. There's a giveaway and a pass right in front, but no white jersey in the vicinity. Schmidt pushes it down into the corner and then gives chase. Parker Gavlis there for the Stars, and eventually it's taken by King Cunningham. Austin King Cunningham took a check but got the puck up the side wall to Donovan. Donovan threw down into the corner. Scherger chasing for it, gets it onto the stick of Beckman, and it is up into the netting.
You know, we saw King Cunningham there do a nice job of holding on to the puck, and that's what, in speaking with the coaches of the Stars, one of the things that they wanted them to do is focus on, have a look at the pass, have a look at the open player, and make a good pass, and he did a good job of not just getting rid of it.
Jaden Shuchuk won that faceoff for the Stars, but very quickly on the puck. A Regina player, as Chase Nemeth got there quickly. There's a low shot. Pad save on the stick side. Shuchuk now over the blue line, puts on the brakes, throws it in front, and he had a man charging to the net, but he couldn't connect with Matt Flodell. Good scoring chance for the Stars. First real good chance of the game. Slap back in, delayed offside, as the Stars will clear the zone and get fresh legs. Long pass, not going to connect. Tipped up in the center ice area by Tyson Myers. And then a good bit of body work as Jordan Mish put a solid hit on Ludwar and knocked him down. Back in their own zone, Luke Reed. He'll lose the puck and gets it right back. Trying to find some room to skate with it here, but pressure from Preston Brodziak turns him back. Brodziak, little room in the slot to Lees. Lees backhands it in front. Reed got a skate on it and kept it out of harm's way. Up the left side to center, and it's knocked off the stick of the Battle Forwards player before Luke Reed fired it in. Stopped up by McNabb behind his goal. Connor Nagel stopped it for a moment. Dylan Esau now for the Battleford Stars. Number 10 working on it back there. Canuck Liepert on the check. Nagel again having a good shift. Little puck possession in the Regina zone here, just what the doctor ordered for the Battleford Stars after losing yesterday to this tough Regina Pats Canadians team. Away comes Regina. Tyler Lees lost it at the blue line, and King Cunningham. Oof, just about a nasty giveaway, but they got away with it. There's Shuchuk, Saskatoon kid. Regina, Solomon will just fire it on in. 3 Pat Canadians giving chase. To the blue line it comes, but it stays in. Denomi lost it, and Donovan got it out of the zone. Right back come the Pat Canadians. Here's a scoring chance, a man going to the front, and the pass is not going to get there. Split second earlier, and there was a man standing in front, stick on the ice. But they aren't able to connect on that one. However, the ice a little tilted here in the last 30 seconds as Regina controls in the Battleford zone. Ludwar is going to let it go from the point right on the goal. And we've got a penalty coming up, the first of the game.
It looks like it's going to be a head contact penalty to the Stars. Number 17, it was Ian Hillis, who is known for his offense, decided to take a little bit of an exception to the play and ended up drawing a penalty, which is one of the things that this Stars team, in order to compete with a high-powered Regina team, they're going to have to avoid, is taking penalties like that, because the Pat Canadians power play is lethal.
Stars are able to win the faceoff, but then Reed's stick broke, and now they got some trouble. Short-handed, and one man without a stick. This is good news. The puck out of the zone, and they'll be able to get at least a 4th stick on the ice. Quickly come the Pats, transitioning fast. Shot, rebound, save, and another rebound, and is it in? No, it's kept out of the goal. 2 terrific saves on a very quick transition rush by the Pat Canadians.
And that is how quickly things can happen with Regina. They are so good in their defensive zone and the neutral zone that they can oftentimes force those odd man rushes, and that's what happened. Three Pat Canadians came in, and Joseph Young made some unbelievable saves. I don't think he saw all of the shots, but he made them, and he was in position, and that's going to give a big lift to this Stars team.
Hendren to Lees as the Pats are set up now. Pat Canadians rather set up on their power play. It's going to be chopped out of the zone by Connor Nagel. Nagel giving chase, tried to get it iced but couldn't. King Cunningham will do the deed from his own zone. Nagel down there on a nice forecheck. And then it's chipped in by Puglia. He'll go in deep but then hustle back as the power play is still 3 minutes and counting. That was a 4 minutes contacting the head penalty, by the way. And there was a narrowly avoided collision near the blue line.
And that's what they want to do. They want to stay physical with Regina and make sure that they know, because that's what happened last night. The tides of the turn, or the turn of the tides happened when they started playing physical with Regina.
Offside. Kazimira. Little doodle right at the line cost him.
But they've got to do a good job of making sure that that physicality is contained, and they make sure that it's body checks and not using the stick. And again, this team has struggled staying out of the box this year because, you know, you can just see the power play goals and the penalty kill that they've given up to the other team. And this is a team that you don't want to make mistakes against. They can make things happen quick.
Adam Beckman won that face-off for Battlefords, and they chop it out of the zone now. 2.5 remaining in the Pat Canadians power play. First period scoreless from the Battleford Civic Center. Lucas Sillinger. His pass cross ice doesn't get there, but now it comes to the point. Ooh, look out, down low, pass in front, and the goaltender comes up big again as Young found a way to get his body in front of it. The Pat Canadians working it around on the power play and had a good scoring chance. Ty Scherger down there on the forecheck. And that pays dividends as some valuable seconds are burning off that power play. Now Regina will bring it out. Center ice, Kazimira. He'll go down deep into the corner and around behind the net. Tried to soft it up to the point on the second try. Gets it to Ludwar. He'll chip it off the glass. Back down in the corner. Denemy with a pass. The give and go, and they score. Carson Denemy, nice little give and go pass right back onto his stick. And 1-0 on the power play goal, Regina.
The Kamloops Blazer product, second year with the Pat Canadians, found himself wide open. And again, that was the second time that power kill in just a few seconds that Joseph Young was put on the spot where he had to make a point-blank stop. That time he couldn't make the save. He made one earlier in the play where he stopped it, but there was nothing but net to look at for Denemy. And again, he's had a good year this year. That's his 11th goal of the season.
You never like giving up the first goal in a home game. And, of course, when you're the road team, you love being first on the board. So the Pat Canadians advantage in that category. And here they come back up the ice. Schmidt and Sillinger get the assists on the first goal of the game.
Stars doing a good job of coming back, though.
There's one chip just wide of the goal as Mackenzie Donovan was cruising in there. Reed put it around the boards in behind the net. Lots of blue jerseys there to take it away. And off of Reed, a fortuitous bounce for Kazimira. He doesn't get around Gavlis, however. No icing. It was touched just prior to the blue line. Battle right along the boards at the blue line. 5, 6 of them working for the puck. And Kazimira comes away with it. Look out, he's got a man cruising the slot, and the pass doesn't get there. That was dangerous, and we have another penalty coming up on the play.
So interference in front of the net, and it looks like it's the Regina Pat Canadians who tried to lock up in front of the net and take a defenseman out of the play. And in the end, it was number 28, Matthew Chiquet, who took some penalties last night, find some room on the bench in the penalty box for this shift. But he was doing what he's told in terms of trying to cause some interference in front of the net and make it tough for Joseph Young to see the puck.
So the Battleford Stars, their first power play of the afternoon, trailing 1-0. Just approaching the midpoint of the first period from the North Battleford Civic Center. In the corner, Donovan and Shuchuk working down there for the Stars. A little bit of help with Adam Beckman, number 11, pitching in. 3 white jerseys win the battle. Battleford puck at the blue line. Now they'll work it around on the power play. Near side, wrist shot, hit a leg on the way into the net. Good fight behind. Shuchuk gets it to the point. Reed, wrist shot off a knee. Good job by the Stars here. They've got a little bit of control on this power play, and they've got a couple shots off already. There's a wrister from the point, and again, blocked by a Pat Canadian. So some good puck movement by the Battleford Stars, but good work by the Pat Canadians getting in the shooting lanes. Yeah, coaches want to see the puck get to the net. It's nice to have nice passes, but you got to end up shooting, and that's what Regina does a really good job of. 42 seconds remaining in the power play. Leads to the many goals that they get. It's dumped in. And giving chase, Myers. There's a pass right out front, just off the toe of the stick. I think that was Ian Hillis, didn't get a clean shot away. Delayed offside, the Stars have to clear, and Regina will be able to burn off a good 7, 8, 10 seconds just on that delayed offside. That one hit a high stick, and now we're going to have a whistle. And the face-off with 7 seconds left in the penalty is going to come down into the Stars zone. Yeah, we saw it last night with the Stars having a few penalty power play opportunities, not getting pucks to the net, and that drives these coaches crazy as they're constantly coaching these guys to shoot the puck, have confidence, shoot the puck, but they want to make a nice pass, which has limited their opportunities. Shuchuk had it go off of his stick and out of the penalty box comes Jacquet. We are back to full strength, both sides. Center ice, the pass dropped back by the Stars. Then a little tip in by Shuchuk. Solomon for the Pats falls down after getting to the puck first. Battle in the corner will come up the half wall. Pat Canadians in control. Saucer pass by Jacquet, and the puck came back to me. Threw it in front for Schmidt. No shot on goal. Jaden Shuchuk tosses it down into the corner. Adam Harold with it for Regina. Pass up the side boards and no touch at the red line. So it's icing with 7:44 left in the first. I think what you're seeing with the Stars is they're doing a really good job of getting the puck up and out and going from the transition of defense to offense, and they've worked very hard over the course of the season on building that ability inside the neutral zone, and that's allowing more pucks to come from the outside, which helps Joseph Young. Off the offensive zone face-off, the Battleford Stars. There's a shot floated toward the net, but just wide. Regina will clear the zone. Denomy. He's got 2 defenders, and he's held off. Ooh, giveaway right at the line. Sillinger is tripped up. No call on that one. The stick looked like it got in his feet, but no penalty. Down in the corner to the right of Joseph Young, and the puck comes out right in front. There's a fan on a first shot, and then Young sprawled, had his left leg just in the right spot. Well, you look at what Joseph Young is faced with. He's coming into this season, and Lance Alm gets, by all accounts, the credit for the work that he does, and rightly so. And Joseph Young, when he gets in the net, he wants to take advantage of his opportunity. He does a great job. Watch the toe there of just nothing but opportunity there, and Young stops it. And it was Lucas Sillinger with the scoring chance. And he had a little opening between the toe and the post until the toe stretched. Shot short range, kicked aside. To the point, wrist shot, all kinds of traffic. And it ends up wide of the net. Right back into the zone. The Pat Canadians clear and then come back. Looking for more. Bouncy puck in front. Man is knocked down, and from his knees, almost a scoring chance there. Namath was knocked down and still got a chance at the puck. Lees takes a shot. That's right into the shins of Shuchuk. A little bit on their heels now, the Stars fighting in their own zone, and they are going to get the puck out, but just for a moment. Right back. Regina. Lees put it in the middle. Didn't connect. Far side. Canuck Liepert. Down along the boards. Reed is trying to hold him up. Regina pulls the puck away. Now in the near corner. It's backhanded, but fanned on. And we've got another, a hand pass. I thought maybe a penalty, but somebody scooped it. The face-off will come outside.
Really good job on that shift with Tyler Lees creating some opportunity. And you look at a guy like Pierce as well out there making some things happen. But if you see in front of the net, Lees played last night with the Saskatoon Blades. He's a Saskatoon Blades product. And because he got in there, caused some turmoil for the Stars, and they had to do some quick thinking to get the puck out.
Battleford's Tyson Myers on the half wall and runs into a bunch of blue. The puck floated toward the goal, steered aside easily by Dean McNabb. He's only faced a couple shots thus far. 11-1. I thought maybe it should be 2 after that one, but 11-1 unofficially.
There was another one I thought should have been a shot as well.
Now they did put it up now. Now it's 10-2, so they they just marked the wrong side. That's all. We're good. 10-2 shots on goal, 5 and a spare change remaining in the first period.
So they're going to bring it back into the Stars' end, and Regina doing a good job of keeping that ice against the balance of the ice shifted in the Stars' end, causing some pressure, which is what they do. They are very good offensively. They are very good defensively. If you ask Darren McKechnie, he wants intensity for 60 minutes.
Right in front. A couple sticks banging away at it. It goes harmlessly into the corner. Regina on the puck again. Sillinger has it. Kicks it to his stick and then loses it for a moment to the point. And now Battleford's with a chance to get it out. Reed, quick pass here, but behind the play, we've got some roughing going on, and I think Jaden Shuchuk got extracurricular back there and is going to go for 2 minutes and maybe doesn't necessarily agree.
This is what Lucas Sillinger does to another team. Frustration causes some opportunity, causes a team to get frustrated. Jaden Shuchuk decided to take some liberties there, and it doesn't look to me, maybe it wasn't Lucas Sillinger, but I guess all of the focus being on Sillinger causes the team to panic a little bit and wanted to pin him up against the boards and hold him from getting a shot at the net.
So 4:44 remains in the first period. It's another power play for the Pat Canadians. They scored on a 4-minute power play earlier in the game, so they do have a power play goal. Sillinger will take the face off, but it's won by Beckman on the Battleford side, and then it goes down in behind the net. Canadians have it, and they are set up in the Battleford zone. Sillinger take a few steps, fakes once, and then tried to put it short side. And Joseph Young closed the gap between his body and his arm.
I think he had a number of opportunities, another number of options rather, whether he could have passed it. He elected to shoot the puck, and again, goal scorers do that. They shoot the puck, and more often than not, they'll go in, and at that time, Joseph Young equal to the task.
Taken off the face-off by Parker Gavlis. Round behind his net, tried to ice it. Good job at the blue line by Ludwar, who grabbed it, the high wrister with his hand, and kept it in the zone. So the power play still on the attack. Sillinger pass in front, doesn't connect. Canuck Liepert kept it in. And again, we have a Star without a stick, short-handed in their own zone, and one man without lumber. Sillinger, still 1:10 left in the power play. Sort of a man-and-a-half advantage. Wrist shot, floats high and over the net. Sillinger on the half wall, gets it back to Canuck Liepert. Cross ice pass, shot, hit Young up in the left shoulder, I don't know that he saw the shot, but he felt it, and he got lucky. It fell right in front of him.
Yeah, it really could have gone right out there. I think it caught a piece of his mask, and it went straight down. But the passing of the Regina Pats Canadians is unbelievable. Almost catching Denomi right in front. Just lifted it up over top of the net, but chances are coming with this Regina team.
They've dominated the first period, and Battlefords could use a break. They didn't get it there as it was in the feet of Nagel at the blue line, and they might have had a 2-on-1 rush had it bounced the right way, but it doesn't. Just about a half a minute remaining in the Regina Pats Canadians power play. They're into the zone, onside, everything's good, and here they go again. Now with 24 seconds on the man advantage. Right out front, and a shot that hit the goaltender and bounced up high. A rebound, and another one with 3 or 4 bodies right in front of Young. He felt it, and he covered it up again, and he's got 15 saves already in the first period.
Well, he's a big body. He's 5'11", and again, playing his rookie year, he wants to take up as much of that net as he can. As you can see him down there, making sure that his angles are covered. Hit him in the chest the first time it came out, and you can see him searching for the puck, but it ends up hitting him in the chest and going straight down in front of him where he could cover it up.
A lot of guys might say that he's getting fortunate bounces. Any goaltender will tell you that's just great rebound control. Sullivan from the point. Arister, what a score! Tipped in the shot pass from the point, and it's tipped in, and who was it?
It looks to me
26.
like it was Lees.
Yep.
Tyler Lees, again, that Saskatoon Blade, was not in the lineup last night, but he is always in good position to redirect. That's his 7th of the season. And again, that's the thing. When those passes are coming from that defense and they just move the puck so well, they see it. Lees just had nothing to do but just tap in the open shot. And again, it makes it tough when the Stars are in the penalty box. This team cannot compete with an offensive team like Regina.
7th goal of the season for Lees, and it was a power play goal. There was 1 second remaining on the penalty when the puck went in the net. Two and a half remaining in the period. So Sillinger gets his 2nd assist of the day on the Lees goal.
Yeah, one of the players to watch. We told you from the outset that Sillinger will make some things happen, but again, it isn't just a one-player team. It's a number of players in Regina that are doing a great job. You look at the bench of the Stars, and they were going to have to dig down deep and get themselves back into this game, and it starts with one.
Eric Hauk, the affiliate, number 11 in the game for the Pats Canadians today. He took it into the Stars zone. And now he's kicking away at it, trying to get his stick on it. And it's taken away and flipped down the ice. This will be icing if it rolls, and it does.
You look at the bench of the Regina Pats, and it starts with Darren McKechnie, who has put together a great team. And again, from lines, he can throw 3 lines at you. He is constantly preaching, get the puck to the net. Shown by 17 shots in the first period to 2 of the Stars. He's always coaching this team, and he expects intensity 60 minutes.
We'll hear from Mr. McKechnie in the 2nd intermission, and I think you're going to track down Jean Fauchon.
Yeah, we'll find out what his views are.
That'll come after about 1 minute and 40 of hockey action. 2-0, Pats Canadians lead, and they gain the zone. Denomi tried to center it. Battleford's come away, and they've got a 3-on-1 if they can make it go here, but it's lost along the near side boards. Got into the feet of Beckman, and they don't take advantage of that bounce. Sillinger to Ludwar. He'll put it down in the near corner to Denomi. Back to Ludwar. Slap shot from the point goes wide. He had Jacquet cruising in front, looking for the tip. There's another one thrown to the net, and it bounced a couple times and just wide on the way through. 1 minute remaining in the first period. And Regina with the 2-0 lead. Stars. Puglia. Long pass. Shuchuk centers himself and gets a shot away. The rebound came, and there was a swing and a miss on that rebound by a Stars player. Tipped out to center. And now trailing Nemeth. And look at that move in and around the defender, and the goalie closes the door as Young showed him the 5-hole for a second, but then shut it down on Nemeth. Pretty entertaining last 30 seconds of the period. Clock counting down to 10 now. It's down in the Pat Canadians corner, and we have a whistle. And I think somebody had too many men on the ice. It was right in front of the Pat Canadians bench. Oh, no, it's just a couple offsetting. I thought I saw the 6 indicated, but no.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, likely as a result of saying some things to each other that the ref deemed inappropriate, and decides cooler heads prevail. Go sit down, enjoy the rest of the 6.7 seconds left in the period, and come out fresh next period.
I would imagine the officials are aware of yesterday's occurrences, so probably keep a tight rein on the kids here in the first period. And there will be a penalty as the buzzer goes to end the first period. There's going to be a roughing call against the Battleford Stars, and I think it's Luke Reed that was being indicated.
Yeah, you know what? I wonder if it could have been Luke Reed. It could have also been Ty Scherger, who was involved in the melee at the end of last night's action, and he maybe perhaps has some frustrations spilling over, especially being down 2.
Well, we'll find out who the penalty is on, I guess, when we come back. Oh, it is Scherger. In fact, the roughing penalty right at the end. 2-0 after 1. We'll be right back with more Saskatchewan Midget AAA hockey. You're watching MaxTV, local on demand.
MaxTV, local on demand, intermission, first intermission with the Stars trailing the Pat Canadians 2-0. Joining us at the intermission, head coach of the Stars, Jean Fauchon. Jean, first of all, what was, explain to me the penalties that were handed out at the end of the period.
Well, we took a penalty there at the end, 200 feet from our net. We really shouldn't be taking penalties like that. It was a selfish play. We got a roughing penalty there, so now we're going to have to kill again, and we've seen what they can do on the power play.
So what are you seeing, I guess, in the first period, maybe a trail from last night? What are you seeing differently tonight?
Well, I feel when we're 5-on-5, we're out there. Yeah, we're not. They're out shooting us, but we're trying to get too fancy. We're reverting back to the way we were at the beginning of the season, where we're looking for that perfect opportunity to shoot instead of just putting pucks on net and going to the net. So we got to get back to that. When we're 5-on-5, we're doing all right. It's just when we give up those penalties and they get that power play. They've got an awesome power play, and they're making us pay with that.
So first-year head coach, what are you trying to instill in the team for the rest of the way?
Just to keep it simple, we just got to be the team that's just forechecking hard, putting pucks on net, banging away at loose pucks in front of the net. Everybody hustling back and just doing the little things and not trying to be a fancy team.
Thank you very much for your time. Good luck the rest of the way tonight.
All right, thank you.
All right, you're watching the first intermission between the Stars trailing the Pat Canadians 2-0. We've got more coming up in just a minute. MaxTV, local on demand.
Here come the Regina Pats Canadians to take the ice for the second period, and Jay, they owned the first.
Yeah, 19 shots to 3. They kept the pressure on. It put the Stars back on their heels, shot after shot after shot. It's going to be tough. It's going to have to be a different period, more physical for the Stars this time.
Joseph Young had to come up big on more than one occasion in that period, and he was solid, good rebound control for the most part, but it was a couple goals on the power play that eventually broke that bubble. And sometimes, as a goaltender, it's just not your fault at all, as on the first goal scored. And then the second goal of the period and this game, also a redirect where Young had very little chance, but a pretty good period. 17 saves on 19 shots for Joseph Young.
Yeah, the Stars were disappointed, and again, in talking to a few of them during the intermission, they felt like they came out hitting. They did everything they had to do, got into penalty trouble, and it kind of sucked the momentum out of them.
So we're back to live action. You're watching MaxTV Local on Demand from the Battleford Civic Center. Denomy gains the zone for the Pats. Ludward takes a shot from the point. Traffic in front and a rebound. Backhander that may have gone just wide, and the referee arm is up again, and we will have another penalty call for interference. It's a power play, by the way, to start the second period, but it looks like the power play is over as Sillinger is going to the box for the Pat Canadians.
Well, this is how they're coached. They're coached in front of the net to create some havoc, cause some trouble for the goaltender, make it tough for him to see. And again, that's exactly what was going on in front of the net, where he took an extra swipe at the goalie and ended up getting called for it. Goaltender interference.
So 4-on-4 for the next minute and a half-ish. Maybe this is the spark the Battleford Stars need early in a period, if they can, with this extra space on the ice, make something happen and get a goal. Right now, the puck is stuck in the Stars zone, though. And another stick broken. Shuchuk goes to the box because he lost his lumber. So for a moment, a man advantage in the offensive zone for the Pat Canadians. They don't get the puck. Good news. Spence gets it away, and here's a 2-on-1 for the Stars. And Reed had that slide off his stick. His pass is not going to connect. Matthew Chakay was cruising toward the blue line in a gap, but they couldn't get it to him for a bit of a breakaway. McNabb stops it up in behind his own goal. Canuck Liepert near side to Lees. He'll put it across the middle, and it's carried by Ludward to the zone, and then a drop pass for Lees. The wrist shot high up off the glass on the deflection. Spin and a shot from the hash marks doesn't go, and the Stars pull it on out of their zone. Connor Nagel tied up at the center ice mark. Back to Regina. Gorski got a pass all the way across. Solomon working down in the far corner. He'll put it back onto a teammate's stick, and then Gorski over here at the near side forwarded one in front. He had Brodziak cruising through, and they were looking for the redirect on that play again. A little bit of a man advantage, or a short man advantage, I should say. Just 10 seconds for the Stars. They'll get a chance. Backhander thrown toward the goal and into the chest of Dean McNabb, his fourth save of the night.
One of the frustrations, again, one of the things that they're trying to work on is getting pucks to the net. And you look at this trying to get a little too fancy, where Beckman could have charged the net a little bit harder and got a shot away. He didn't, and as it turned out, it ended up being a giveaway back to the Regina Pat Canadians. They're working on getting shots to the net. They got to shoot then.
That'll work. And they're calling it a goal. Dean McNabb, the goaltender, is protesting that it was a high stick, but they're going to call it a goal.
Yeah, I think we're going to see in a moment how high that stick was. It looked to me as well like it ended up being a little bit close to the shoulders, but at the end of the day, the ref called it a goal. There is no review, and it actually looked like it went off the Regina Pat Canadian, as it turned out, and the goalie jumped.
Yeah, anticipating it up high.
Thinking it was going to be a high shot, and ended up fooling him. That's what's got to happen. Get pucks to the net. Good things happen when you can shoot.
Wait for the announcement, because I don't know who that puck may have hit on the way by. Shuchuk was first in the parade to the bench for the celebration, but I'm not sure if he was the one who deflected it or not. We'll await the call. Offside.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to credit the defenseman that ended up taking the shot there, as it got, I guess, got jumbled up in traffic, went off somebody, whether it was a stick or not, and waiting for the official announcement. But again, that's what they've got to do, is they've got to talk to their players and say, no more fancy, let's get shots on the net.
Battlefords wins the face-off.
So
it is Shuchuk.
Beatty does a good job of shooting, and Shuchuk ends up getting that deflection.
Beatty and Esau with the 2 assists, and it's 2-1. 3 minutes into the second period. Pat Canadians keep it in, and there's traffic in front again as they swarm the net. Boy, when they get going in the offensive zone, it seems like they've always got 2 or 3 in dangerous spots. Shoveled back down into the corner and behind the goal. Out front, quick shot. And a pad save as Young keeps it out.
Really good job of Eric Pierce coming all the way around. And again, if they're not going to force him to shoot, he is just going to take his time with the puck and come around and see if he can get a good angle at it, and ended up trying to get it tucked away. But this goal is a beauty because Beatty takes a shot, and as you can see in front there, ends up going off the stick of Shuchuk.
The blue line, it's kept in, and the wrist shot is handled by Young. He had to be a little bit aware as Ian Hillis, his own defenseman, was cruising through the area and maybe obstructed him for a second, but a good glove save. And another face-off to the right of Young. Pat Canadians will win the draw, but it's turned over down into the corner and up the side wall on the far side, and then shot all the way down the ice. Icing is waved off. It comes into the goalkeeper, and McNabb is going to cover it for a face-off.
So I said at the start of the period, the Stars wanted to come out and force the body, play physical, make Regina have to move the puck quickly, and they were feeling good about it midway through the first period. Ended up taking some penalties, took the momentum out of them. That's what they're really starting to do, and you're starting to see some of the fruits of that labor with the Stars being physical, going into the corners and finishing their play.
Zanomi got it to Chike. It's a 2-on-2. Lucas Sillinger just had it slide a little too far ahead of him. Back onto the Battleford sticks. King Cunningham shot it down in behind the Regina goal. Near side, Sillinger in his feet. Quickly to Denemy. The right side, he'll toss a backhander toward the goal. It goes up high and into the near corner. And right back the other way, Battleford's charging up the ice, but Jordan Mish had it slide away. Gavlis knocked down, got it to the blue line, but it's kept in by Regina. And poked down now back in behind the goal. Denemy up to the point. Chipped back into the zone for a moment, but then cleared by the Stars. I think that one get into the bench area maybe. We're going to have a face-off.
Yeah, it looked like it went off the player up and either caught an elbow or of a player leaning over the boards. At any rate, it ended up stopping the play. Some physicality in front of the net, and Regina continues to push for more shots.
Donovan Beatty got it up to center. Shuchuk tipped it ahead and then went to chase himself. 2 Stars down on the puck. Kept in by Beatty. Shuchuk now back to Beatty at the point. Near side to Reed. Reed with a wrist shot. Some traffic in front of the goal, but it hit a leg and went into the corner. Ledwar just threw it around to the far side, and Harold got it as far as the blue line. Not much farther. And Battleford fires it back in. A little bit of energy from the Stars at this point in the second period. And they'll take the puck away again at center ice. Good work from Adam Beckman. 17, Ian Hillis. Near side, Beckman. There's a rebound right to Beckman, and he had a bit of a bouncing, rolling puck and gave it a swat, and it went up into the netting.
Yeah, earlier in the period, we saw Beckman perhaps make a pass he should have shot on. That time, ended up taking the shot, but I think he thought for a minute about making the pass, but in the end, taking a shot, it was the right thing to do. It caused the goalie to have to make a save. It just went up and over the net, and the Stars are looking to move to offense quicker.
Pat Canadian Schmidt gets it ahead. Pierce fighting his way through, and he still has a chance at it. Now it's all the way down into the corner with Pierce giving chase. But the Stars will break out of their zone. At the blue line, knocked off the stick of Adam Beckman. Fired, but not back in. Schmidt got in the way for the Pat Canadians. He's going to put it to the front of the net, and a good job by Young to steer that into the corner, because any rebound there, a couple of Pat Canadians were cruising in the slot. right to the blue line, but it stays in for the moment. Now the Pats wind it up in their own zone. Pierce through the middle, just out of the reach of his intended target. That was Hauk. It goes for icing.
You know, I think a lot of coaches look at Regina and say, okay, what is the trick to stopping them? How do you stop their offense? And if you look at them, and what I've noticed over the last 2 games, last night and tonight, watching them, is they'll send a defenseman, a fourth player in, causing all kinds of pressure, making the Stars have to move the puck quick, and it forces them into turnovers and mistakes.
Oof. It's a soft shot, Parker Gavlis from the blue line, but it was a bit of a knuckle puck. And it came off of McNabb's pad a little bit funny, and he had to cover it up.
Yeah, sometimes when you don't get many shots, sometimes those easier shots are a little bit more difficult than what they should be. And that one, McNabb ended up making the nice save, keeping it a 1-goal game.
Shuchuk in for the face-off. Drodziak is going to get tossed. Lees will take the draw for Regina, and the Pat Canadians end up winning it. And they'll bring it around behind their own goal, but Shuchuk on the forecheck does a good job coming up with the puck. Solomon away with it for Regina. That pass just a little long up the right side. Gorski fired it down in behind the Battleford's goal. Near wall. Shot back down in behind the Battleford Stars goal. There's a bounce off a stick that goes onto a Pat, but they do the favor right back, and it's a 3-on-2 with a wrist shot right up into the crest, and McNabb holds on.
Yeah, the Stars got really lucky there. Again, what looked like a really nice breakout pass, and it could have caused some things, ended up unable to handle it right back in the lap of the Stars. And good thing we had a few Stars in the area that were able to turn the puck back into the offensive zone.
Behind the goal and up the side, Schmidt put it into the middle, and it bounced right back to his stick as Casemiro had it go off his stick or skate. Delayed offside. Casemiro didn't know where the puck was, ended up in the zone ahead of it. They'll clear without any trouble. Ludwar shot it back around in behind, and Young will stop it up for his defenseman. Cross ice pass off the boards and out of the reach of Logan Spence. Battle down in the corner. Working hard. Jordan Mish for the Stars. It's going to come out of the zone with Schmidt, but not for long because we got a penalty on the play.
Yeah, the captain ended up taking exception to an earlier hit by number 20, Tyson Myers, and making sure that he knew that it was unacceptable. And again, what turned the tides last night, he ended up making sure that Tyson knew that he was not pleased with that. Taking some extra, and then
there it is, the high stick.
Saying some extra words, ended up getting a 10-minute misconduct as well. And you have to think that the coach, again, Darren McKechnie, not going to be pleased with that. He looks rather pleased with himself, Tyler Ludwar, but at the end of the day, not a smart penalty in a 1-goal game. That's going to cause some issues. So he's going to be done for the rest of the period.
Yep. That's not the kind of leadership you generally want from a captain on a hockey team.
Well, he's questioning the ref on that, wants some clarification, and at the end of the day, can't argue the 10-minute penalty, but you can maybe argue the 2-minute.
Well, it's a man advantage for the Battleford Stars for a couple of minutes or less, and they'll set it up at the point. Reed with the shot. Came right back into the slot, and the Pat Canadians on it to fire it down the ice. 2 power play goals already in this game, both of them for Regina. Shuchuk chasing it down into the corner to see if he can get the Stars set up on the power play in the offensive zone. And it looks like now the Stars will get set up. Hang on, though. Good Kenneth Liepert shoulder check on Shuchuk. He didn't see it coming. And again, the battle is on the half wall for the puck. Pat Canadians are going to get it out of their zone. In fact, Lees is going to break down the left side, and he'll put it down in behind the goal. Brodziak shot it all the way back out to the center ice area. Stars are going to be offside at the line. That was a close one right down in front of us. Beckman had it in his feet, and I think it was offside. It was close.
Yeah, and you know what? The Stars are missing their opportunities to shoot. Another missed chance, another missed opportunity by the Stars during that power play to try and get some things happening. Again, when you look at the opportunity there, they could have had a 2-on-1 very easy.
Close play at the line. On the power play, Gavlis, Rister from the point, the pass made nicely down to Tyson Myers, but he didn't get a clean one off from the side of the net, and he had a little space there too. Pretty cool play. 17 is Hillis. Gavlis out of his reach. Trouble here. Now comes the Pats on the attack. Namath with a partial breakaway. Backhander is tipped just wide. A 2-1 none. And the Stars dodge a bullet shorthanded as Schmidt couldn't convert.
That has been the story in the last couple games of those missed opportunities. Regina's so quick to turn it to offense. They're not scared to either.
No, shorthanded, and they had 2 up on the rush. And now a faceoff forced as Matt Chiquet got down there on top of the goaltender and made him hold on to the puck. So 3 seconds.
So have a look at this pass. And again, one of those things where they had a couple opportunities. He could have shot, elected to give it to Randon Schmidt. And it, I believe, caught a bit of the glove and off the crossbar or the goalpost and kept it out. And I think, again, the goaltender's best friend at times.
Yeah, I thought he just missed, but it might have been a save. As you said, it could have got a piece of the glove of Young, who has faced 26 shots, and we're halfway through the game. On pace for fewer shots than yesterday, though.
Hey, improvement is improvement.
Hauk wheeled it back in. The penalty is over, so we're back to full strength both sides. Harold hacked at it. It's a delayed penalty coming to the Stars. So the goaltender to the bench for an extra attacker, and the Stars will get that 6th man, or rather the Pat Canadians get the 6th man into the play, but it doesn't last. And the Battlefords are going to take a contacting the head penalty, and we'll find out if Puglia is going for 2 or 4 in a moment.
Yeah, and again, with the Stars, what they want to do is when they get some momentum, keep the momentum going. This is exactly what they didn't want to do, and again, it's of the 4-minute variety.
Ouch.
So this is going to make it real tough, and Joseph Young's going to see some more rubber during this power play, and again, that's going to be frustrating to the Stars. You have to think Regina breathing a sigh of relief, saying, okay, now we can turn the ice back the other way.
The official throws both men out of the face-off circle. 2
power play goals already for Regina during this game, and they take advantage of their chances.
Sillinger wins the face-off for the Pat Canadians on the power play. From the right side, down low, behind the goal line, and then they'll switch spots. There's a shot toward the net. The high wrister is up and off the glass, and it comes all the way, the rolling puck back down inside the Pat Canadian zone. Harold back there, and Connor Nagel for the Stars doing some valiant work on the PK.
Yeah, they want to have the forecheck, whether it's on the power play or the penalty kill.
Sillinger got the pass across, and there's a hard wrist shot that went just up over the net. Rebound, and another rebound, wide open net, and Young comes sprawling through, and I think it hit him, but the net is off right now, so the whistle blows.
That might have been the save of the day. They've let the pucks go over top of the net, and that time he had to make a save. Rebound came right out. Yeah, they're going to call a delay of game on this unsportsmanlike conduct because he pushed the net off. But really at that point, when they were surrounding the Stars net, just an amazing save there, though, by Joseph Young prior to that, as you'll see that certainly on the highlights of this game. Watch this.
Flopping away, and oh yeah, Reed clearly sensing some trouble. took it in his own hands and knocked the net off, and he didn't get away with it. One of the officials, Phil McGee or Travis Ames, noted. And we've got a timeout called as well.
He got away with it a couple times last night, actually. So that, you know, that may be one of those things where
in the pregame notes,
when in trouble,
the referees had the pre-notes.
Yeah.
Maybe a Regina coach mentioned it to one of the officials.
Well, that could have been, because it did happen a couple times, I noted last night, and it was Reed every time. Now, Reed is a very smart hockey player. He, you know, aside from the fact that he took this penalty, he's smart enough to know that we got to figure something out to get this heat off. We don't want to go down another goal to Regina. It makes it tough. So thought he could get away with it, and as it turned around, there was nobody around him.
Well, they got trouble now. It's 5-on-3 for 2 full minutes. From the defense, back and forth. Hannock Liepert gives it away, right back to him. Back and forth they go, and there's the shot that goes off a leg and wide. 3 blue jerseys make it 4 down in the corner, fighting 1 star for the puck. So blue comes away with it. The Pat Canadians. Hannock Liepert steps into one, and it hits Young. Denomi behind the net. Hannock Liepert over to his D partner on the power play, Harold. Wrist shot. That hits a leg off of the stick of Sillinger. Hannock Liepert is going to step in and pass, and another cross pass as Sillinger was set up but didn't convert. Harold to Hannock Liepert. Back in the middle, Harold with a slap pass to the side of the net, and that one is off the pad of Young, and the whistle goes. So they've killed off almost 1 minute of the 5-on-3 in their own zone, but the Stars have kept it out.
Yeah, I thought Harold maybe thought the puck jumped a little bit. I think he was looking for more of a smoother pass instead of just kind of the toss pass that ended up happening, but it bounced, and they're moving the puck so well around the perimeter, making the 3 skaters have to skate all over the ice to keep up with what's going on.
Faceoff is pushed down into the Stars' corner, and Shuchuk shot it to the line. It didn't get out, but a little help from Tyson Myers gets the job done, and then Myers races down and tries to kill some time. He's going to be chasing now, though, as the Pats bring it into the zone. Quickly, a 3-on-2. It's shot through the crease. No tip. Gorski has it. D to D. Gorski right in the middle. Faked the shot and got it to Hannock Liepert. Back to Gorski for the one-timer. Hits someone in front. Loose puck at the top of the crease. And a Star gets a stick on it and fires it on down the ice.
Now the Stars struggled to get the puck out. That time, nothing but an open area to shoot for, so they were able to get it out that time, taking some of the heat off.
Counting down now to 10 seconds remaining in the 5-on-3. From the slot, there's a shot that's blocked and swept all the way down the ice. Good work. Austin King Cunningham blocked it and cleared the zone.
Big body, Austin King Cunningham, 6'2".
So the 5-on-3 is over, but it's still another minute of a man advantage for the Pat Canadians. Sillinger knocks it down with his glove, and it's grabbed by the Stars, and again, King Cunningham fires it down the ice. Big lift if they can kill this off for the Stars. They trail by just a goal after being dominated in the shots on goal category. And are they going to see a penalty go to the Pat Canadians now?
Yeah, it was Adam Harold pinning his man up against the boards and not letting him go. And I mean, it's pretty obvious when the skater's skates are trying to move, kind of running in position. You can see him try and get things going there. There he's moving his legs and trying to move, so he's making sure the ref knows that he can't move.
Little embellishment on the bicycle, but yeah. You know, the right thing to do.
The right thing to do. When you can't move, let the ref know.
You bet. Great job by Mish drawing the penalty. So it's 4-on-4 for about a half a minute. And then if nothing changes, there will be a man advantage for the Battleford Stars for about a minute and 15. And look at that. Luke Reed got the puck with some space and very quickly stick side 2-2.
That was a gorgeous pass, finding Reed all alone, and instead of Reed just skating. He ended up shooting right where he was, maybe catching goaltender McNabb a little off guard. Thinking maybe he's going to come in a little bit and make a pass, but Beckman, who is the biggest playmaker on this team, hits the biggest playmaking defenseman on this team. Both solid players, and again with Beckman, a Spokane Chiefs product, and hitting the Victoria Royals product and tying the game up at 2.
How about that? Sometimes maybe you don't deserve it, but you get a bounce or two and you're back in it. And let's see if the Stars can convert that into a whole lot of energy. And the Pat Canadians have to be a little bit put off by the fact they're in a 2-2 tie despite a 3-to-1 shot ratio in their favor.
That's a really good point. Sometimes that can deflate you as well, going, what more can we do?
Why are we not winning this game 4-0?
I think Joseph Young is a big reason for that.
He is. Last night, it was the goaltender for the Stars that was the star of the game, and that was Lance Alm turning away in the neighborhood of 2 or 3 shots, and tonight, Young getting it done. Jacquet centering pass. Lees has some speed through the middle and slides right on into the goal, and Young has Lees underneath him in the crease. The Stars are going to get it out. And now we've got a whistle blown, and there is a roughing penalty called behind the play, and Young looks like he may be a little bit sore after that. Jacquet going to the box.
Yeah, I think they're going to send both Myers and Jacquet
yes, they are.
To the box. There was some roughing in front of the net, but Joseph Young, I guess, held down, had the Regina skater skate right in him, and caused some issues there, and couldn't get up, frustrating some of the team behind the net, and you can see it probably occur right there is where issues occurred, but Young doing a good job of not letting him into the net either.
So those offsetting penalties keep it a one-man advantage for the time being, about 30 seconds right now for the Battleford Stars. And how about those Battleford Stars, if they can come up with something here with the man advantage, although it's ticking quickly with the puck deep in their own zone. And a giveaway doesn't help matters. Namath shot it back down into the Stars zone. Battleford struggling with the puck and right out in front. Young had to make a great save as Donomi came right around in front. The penalty is over, so we're 5-on-5. Ian Hillis, and he's bodied off the puck in the corner. And then it's underneath Pierce, and the whistle blows quickly to prevent anybody from getting injured.
Yeah, some rough stuff. This, again, 19 seconds left in the game last night. The two teams very clear about the fact that they didn't appreciate each other. And I wondered if it would spill over into today. It really hasn't to this point. I think there's been some moments where both teams played physical, but it really, for the most part, has been fairly contained, and we're not seeing it get out of control as of yet. But you have to wonder if Regina's going to start to get frustrated with the fact that they're even still in this game. The Stars are still in this game.
Shot back in by Adam Beckman. Moore stops it. McNabb rather stops it behind the goal. And oh no, we got Nathan Moore in goal now. I missed the changeover, but Regina pulled the goalie switch on me, and I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Has it been since the start of the period? We haven't been calling goaltenders' names very much, but I just looked down now and noticed it was 35 and not 30.
Well, speaking of goaltenders, one of the products here, we talk about Joseph Young tonight, but really one of the things that we see with the Stars, and Lance Alm is clearly one of the best goaltenders in this league. Again, when you talk about his save percentage, we'll maybe try and get a shot of him later, but the Stars have very good goaltending. Gene Fashon, head coach, is a former goaltender in this league.
Moore off the blocker and up into the netting. We'll see if we can find out maybe from Darren McKechnie why the goaltending change. It looks like Moore has just recently gone in. He was stretching a little bit between the stoppages in play, so I assume he hasn't been out there for half a period without you or I noticing.
No, he hasn't. I can tell you McNabb made some saves in that period, but Moore played very well last night. He saw all the shots he needed to save, or needed to make, and ended up making some nice saves.
Shuchuk on the one-timer, but it hit Gorski's stick and went into the corner. The Pats take it away. Shuchuk will keep it in at the line, however. Lees checked off the puck from behind. Brodziak now tosses it down into the far corner and gives chase in behind the Stars net. Working for it, Chase Namath and Brodziak for the Pat Canadians to Gorski at the point. There's a shot that hit a body on the way through. I think it went off of Donovan Beatty. It may have been wide anyway, but a good hard shot from Gorski that I don't think Young saw. Beatty will throw it around the near side. Wanted to get it to Matthew Flodell, and Flodell does chip it ahead, and Shuchuk clears the zone. Back come the Pats. Schmidt poked at it all the way down into the far corner. That's off a high stick and touched by Puglia, so the whistle goes, and there will be a face-off in the Stars zone.
Regina does such a good job of their forecheck, and if you watch the game and you watch the reason that they get a lot of the chances they get, it's because they are going to the boards. They are skating hard at when a defender has the puck. They have no fear in going after him, causing some turnovers and creating chances.
Sillinger centered it, and the one-timer was wound up by Eric Pierce, and he fanned on it. Stars dump it down into the corner. Logan Spence threw it in, and he'll give chase now behind the net. Puck came toward the front of the net. Moore stuck his stick out, paddled down, knocked it back into the corner. Hauk for the Pat Canadians to Sillinger. Sillinger cruises around behind and shoveled a backhand, and Sillinger is knocked down, and he might be out. He is not moving at all.
That is a scary collision. He's just starting to move now, but he laid there motionless after that collision in the corner, and that is not received favorably. This is where things start to come off the rails, perhaps.
Oh, yeah, that was a hard hit on the play by Donovan Beatty.
I don't think, as you look at it, I don't think that there was a whole lot dirty about that play. I think he ended up trying to catch Sillinger coming around the net with his head down, which can happen in hockey, and Sillinger was caught and ended up throwing him off balance. And I think part of the problem is he was off balance, hit whether it was his head or his shoulder on the ice. He is very slow to get up, and they are talking, and they are working on him. There's some chirping between the benches as of right now.
I thought it was Beatty. It was 23 on the replay. Logan Spence with the hit, and I'm with you. I don't believe there was anything nasty about it, but we are going to have a penalty, and there's some I think we may have had an ejection of an assistant coach on the Regina bench. There's been an ejection. Of course, when one of your players, especially a star player, is hit that hard and maybe even knocked out cold, it looked like he may have been semi-conscious after the contact. You've got an assistant coach on the bench, I think it was, taking issue, and sometimes that's what you do.
This is something they're going to take seriously, and you know, sometimes in cases like that, you let the assistant coach you know, speak on behalf of the entire bench, and in this case he maybe went over the line with the coach. But McKechnie is such an intense guy that he is certainly letting the refs know that he does believe that there was some malicious intent. Logan Spence, again, one of the key players that started the scrum last night. He was the player that started the scrum last night at the end of the game, and so if that was the case, he's maybe letting the refs know that that some of the players are out there, you know, to hurt. And in this case, when you look at it, it looks like he was just trying to catch him with his head down, coming around. But you know, that's a very scary situation. You never want to see that. And Lucas Sillinger, so good for the game, so good for the league, that when he goes down, you know, I'm not sure I blame the Pat Canadians for wanting another look at this.
I didn't see if Sillinger is on the bench or if he went to the dressing room.
He went to the dressing room. They opened the gates.
Here's another look.
So as you can see, Logan Spence looking like Sillinger got his head up, got his arms up.
He saw it at the last second, didn't he?
Saw it at the last second, but at the same time.
The forearm or an elbow, it looks like.
Maybe got a little high.
Yeah. Well, that was a nasty collision. We do have a penalty on the board, and it's Jordan Casimira in the box. Serving, I believe, the penalty for the bench penalty.
I believe that's what we're going to see is some unsportsmanlike conduct, whether it was a coach or whether it was a player. But that's in the end what he's probably serving.
I would not have knowledge of it, but I would expect there is a concussion protocol of some sort in the AAA Midget Hockey League, and I would think that Sillinger will be going through it. I wouldn't imagine he's going to play the rest of the game after it would appear being knocked out.
I mean, the hope is that he can get back out here and make some things happen. He is so good again for the team and the league that hopefully they can look at it a little bit closer and just say, okay, get your bearings and you're back out there. But at the same time, you want to take it seriously and make sure he's not going to hurt himself further.
So a minute remaining in the second period, and it's gotten physical, and you can expect that it will get a little more physical before it tones down, although it is a 2-2 hockey game, and the Stars are battling gamely here and are probably going to try and stay focused on trying to win the rematch of yesterday's game with the Pat Canadians. In behind the Regina goal, Kenneth Liepert fell down, but Regina does clear the zone. 25 seconds in the period, and as you see, a minute 20 of power play left for the Battleford Stars. Looks like this period may end quietly, although here's a chance now as Jordan Misch chases it into the corner, throws it out front, nobody else there, and Regina is going to fire it down the ice with a couple seconds left. That'll do it for the second period. 2-2 after 2. The Battleford Stars and the Regina Pats Canadians. You're watching Saskatchewan Midget AAA Hockey on MaxTV, local on demand. Coach Darren McKechnie of the Regina Pats Canadians, a 2-2 tie after 2 periods of play. The first thing I'd like to know is the status on Lucas Sillinger. Have you had time to even look into that?
Haven't had time. It's unfortunate, but it's been happening all weekend. So I would expect him to be out. It'd be anything short of a miracle if he doesn't have a concussion.
All right, let's get on to the game then a little. What happened with the goalie change? We sort of missed that up in the booth, but you switched him up. Was there a method behind that?
It's every different coach has a different strategy or whatever. I just didn't think Dean was as sharp as he needed to be, and I didn't think our team was as sharp as it needed to be. So just trying to switch things up and get us back on track.
So do you think that will be the wake-up call you need? You're out shooting the Stars by quite a lot. Is there some frustration? Well,
absolutely. I mean, it's a tough game to play. I know that they've taken more penalties than us and that, but in all fairness, I think that we've had control of the puck for the majority of the game. So we just have to get our power play going and battle through. I mean, it's a tough game to play.
Thanks for this, Coach. Good luck in the third.
Thank you very much.
Darren McKechnie, the coach of the Regina Pats Canadians. Again, 2-2 after 2. The third period next on MaxTV, local on demand.
Thanks, guys.
The Stars coming back out onto the ice for the third period. It's a 2-2 tie despite being outshot by 34-11. Jay Crockett, the home team hanging in there. A little bit of offensive push from the Pat Canadians in the second period, but nothing doing as, again, Joseph Young was a big man in goal on more than one occasion in that period, and 32 saves so far in the game, and he's faced some traffic, he's faced a lot of shots, and he's been crashed a little bit. Stars' first goal was a high shot that was tipped and redirected, and then the second from Luke Reed to tie things up, and that's where we sit going into the third. And there's a look at Joseph Young, who will have a refreshing drink of water and look up at that score clock and think 20 minutes, probably got to make another 15 saves.
Well, you got to like what has happened. Again, when the Stars only got outshot 15-9, they have to take that as a kind of a victory within their own team. Although they were still outshot, they were the ones that capitalized on the bounces, put 2 pucks behind the goaltender, forcing a goaltender change. Moore came in sharp last night. Sharp so far, although not tested a whole lot yet, but we'll see if that continues.
Beckman won the opening faceoff for the Stars, and Battlefords will push. It's fired all the way back down into the Stars zone on the penalty kill by the Pat Canadians. 40 seconds remaining in the man advantage for the home team. Beckman far side, Shucha off his stick, played by Moore, and now bodies down behind the goal line. Pat Canadians Solomon wrapped it around and got it out to center ice. Penalty winding down, 10 seconds left in the man advantage, and some rough stuff in the neutral zone. And we're going to have another penalty call, and this one is going to go to the Battlefords. Reed got up a little high with Gorski, and that looked to me like the kind of thing that might have been 2 guys for roughing, but just the 1 penalty call.
Well, it looked like Gorski went in with his hands up, and Reed ended up having to defend himself, catching Gorski up in the mask area. So there is that. Okay, we can take that as 1 high stick penalty, but what was said afterwards with Gorski, frustrated, I guess maybe didn't realize a penalty was being called, saying something to the ref where the player gets himself an unsportsmanlike conduct, and that is going to drive McKechnie nuts, because this could have been a power play where they could have got the momentum back shifted in the Regina Pat zone territory and going back the other way.
Off the face-off, Regina is going to bring it up to center ice, over the blue line and down into the corner. Schmidt threw a backhander to the net, and it went in. I don't know how. I don't know where it went on Young, but just a harmless backhanded toss. And the Pat Canadians are back in front.
Yeah, again, he's been so good positionally all game. I think he's going to want that one back as just a weak shot sent to the net and catching him by surprise. I think he thought he had good position on it, and it sometimes trickles behind you, and that's going to drive him nuts after the great game that he's played to this point. And the Stars got to get back and going and turn the momentum back in their favor.
Brandon Schmidt is going to get the goal, and we've got an offside.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but at the end of the second period, Lees and King Cunningham ended up taking unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. So those of you that are seeing the penalty box area with multiple players inside, that is what has happened.
Well, a great way to come out of the intermission for the Pat Canadians, although now I think a penalty is coming to Regina. Chakay got his hands up high on a hit on Parker Gavlis, and a charging call forthcoming to Chakay as the roughness continues early in the 3rd period, and we're not surprised. They had a tough ending to the game yesterday, and there's the little bit of the run, and Gavlis is okay. He's up and back to the bench.
This is a carryover, absolutely, from what we've seen last night and today, and frustrated with their player down and hurt and injured. And Chakay, one of the first on the Pat Canadians to throw the body, and he took an extra couple strides there.
From the point, a slap shot is blocked, and that hurt. Denemy got it in the skate, and he's having trouble getting up on his feet to get to the bench. He is in some pain. Look out, right in front, a giveaway and almost a scoring chance. Are you kidding? Lucas Sillinger? Is that 22?
That is Lucas Sillinger.
Wow. He's back in the game. So after the period when McKechnie highly doubted he'd see him back, he thought there had to be a concussion involved. We see that Sillinger has passed through the protocol, and he's back in the game, and his dad is standing about 15 feet away from us here, Mike Sillinger. Probably feeling pretty good about the fact that the boy is up and at him and feeling all right. Meanwhile, a minute remaining in the power play for the Battlefords Stars, and they haven't had a shot on it yet. Here's a chance now. Myers, let it go just wide. Down in the corner, it's hacked at. Myers stops it. Cross ice pass, a floater from the blue line, and a blocker save up over the goal. Regina will bring it out. Brandon Schmidt has the go-ahead goal, and he dumps it the length of the ice, and the Pat Canadians get changes on the penalty kill. There's a shot that goes wide of the goal. Cruising for a hit over on the far side. Pierce, but he missed his man. It's wrapped around the boards and out to the neutral zone. Beatty will retreat. Puts it up to Flodell. He'll chip it ahead to Tyson Myers. We've got another delayed penalty call coming as the game has gotten awfully chippy. Regina is going to take another penalty. The puck right out in front. Nobody there from the Stars to poke it in the net. Regina touches, and it's an interference call. So another man advantage after just finishing up on the power play. Battlefords will go right back to it.
Yeah, I think the Stars bench is smiling over this because this is exactly what they want to do. They want to draw Regina into some penalties, which adds to their frustration. They've had lots of success all season long, and sometimes when you run into a wall and you run into challenges, you want to try and put that team back on their heels a bit, and it has happened. So they're down a goal right now. They're going to want to put this puck in behind the net to tie it up and force a game, but they're going to need to get some shots on this power play and keep that momentum rolling.
Brodziak won the faceoff for the Pat Canadians, and they're going to get it all the way down the ice. It'll roll to the left of goaltender Joe Young, and he sets it up. And here come the Stars. Beckman gains the line. A long pass. Shoochuk on the far side. They'll put it up to the point. There's the wrist shot and the tip in, and they score. Beckman, nice job from the point. Float that wrist shot in. Beckman cruising in the crease, tips it in, and ties it up on the power play.
That is an excellent job of taking some traffic at the back end, sending the puck towards the net. As you can see, Gavlish just sends it to the side. Again, one of those passes that he ends up spotting Beckman, who doesn't make mistakes. The top scorer on the Stars puts it in behind, and that's going to give the Stars a momentum again as we hit the third period here. 16 minutes left.
So Beckman, 6th goal of the year for the rookie. And again, it's tied up on the scoreboard. Shot from the far boards, all the way around and out of the zone. So Beckman from Gavlis on the power play. There's a shot. Wow! Ludwar, just a quick one. And right back to the Pat Canadians goes the lead.
This has been the problem with the Stars, is they've had an opportunity to get the puck out. They kind of soft hands it, and it doesn't get out. Ludwar takes, look at this, it just tries to get out, no real chase, sends it towards the net, and again catches Young not ready. Not sure if it was deflected. It was very close to being deflected, and I think maybe that's what caused some issues for Young there.
It may have touched Pierce, and they're going to give Young the rest of the afternoon off as Lance Alm will come in to replace him. That was about a, what was it, 34-second tie game, and the Pat Canadians take the lead right back. 3 goals already in less than 5 minutes here in the third period.
Yeah, that was a bad goal. Young will want it back. He deserved a better fate given how he's played this afternoon.
And now there's a slash. I could hear it, and both referees' arms went up. Regina has taken another penalty, and there's the whistle.
Yeah, Pierce skating towards the bench, decides to give a shot. Looks like it was Canuck Liepert rather.
Yep.
But I think
it was somewhere in the center ice area by the benches. We could hear it.
You could hear it. It was a big shot, and again, sending a message to the Stars. Slashing is the call, and he's going to sit for 2 minutes. Stars had a good power play last time, moved the puck, great perimeter action, and again, getting some shots is the key, though. Again, we talked about that, but that is important.
Beckman gets thrown out of the faceoff circle. Shuchuk will come in for the Stars, but it's won by Lees for the Pat Canadians. And Regina clears their zone. Stars scored on their last power play, but then gave the goal back 34 seconds later on a soft one. Can't seem to sustain momentum. Beckman with the cross ice to Shuchuk. Gets the shoulder of Peyton Gorski, and it comes to the point. Reed, cross ice pass. There's a shot right on, rebound underneath the goaltender, and it's held.
Beckman having a glorious opportunity in front as the rebound came out a little bit further than Moore would have liked. As you can see, the shot from the point here, it came out, and Beckman taking a shot, hit from behind. Just trying to move him out of the play. I'm not sure that that was worthy of a penalty, and no penalty was called as such, but you gotta clear traffic in front of the net. Moore getting the puck back and slowing it down.
That was chipped at the blue line, and it gets all the way back down in behind the Stars goal. There's a minute and 13 left in the man advantage for the Battleford Stars. Myers poked at it, but Brodziak picks it up in the Pat zone. Myers gets it right back, cruises in front. There's a pile, including a goalie and 2 players, and the puck stayed loose at the side of the net and then is swiped all the way down the ice. Messy down in front of the goal.
Yeah, Moore did a good job of keeping his eye on it with 2 players on top of him.
Stars pushing to try and tie it up again. Sillinger smacked it down the ice, and now we're approaching about half a minute left in the power play. Beckman shot it around behind. Moore stopped it and then paddled it along the boards. Through the middle. It's out of the zone, but the Stars have it, well, only for a moment.
Who else?
Sillinger dumped it back in. Mentioned his dad, Mike, 17 years in the NHL. 12 different teams, that's a record in the National Hockey League. Traded 9 times, tied for first with Brent Ashton, also of Saskatchewan, a Saskatoon and a Regina guy, tied for the most times traded while playing in the National Hockey League.
Those of you that get a Trivial Pursuit question related to Mike Sillinger on behalf of Heath Mulligan,
yes,
you're welcome.
Now, for bonus points, Jay Crockett will name the 12 teams that Sillinger played with in the NHL. Go.
That was okay. Give me some time here. Maybe towards the end of the game.
Going to start a list.
I'll have time, yeah.
Well, we know there was Detroit at the beginning and the Islanders at the end, but in between it was all over the place.
Yeah, Sillinger. It looked to me like he just got in the middle of the play, and it ended up being an interference call. I'm not sure if they saw that the stick went up or not, but we'll hear the official call. It looked like he slowed the play down when he shouldn't have.
Beatty from the point on the power play floats it in, and it's tipped off the backboards. It came right in front, and there was a stab at it from Mackenzie Donovan, but it did not go. A lot of power plays for the Battleford Stars here in the 3rd period. They would love to convert. 37-14 the shots on goal. You would think that it would be a blowout. But Battleford's is 1 goal away from tying it with a man advantage.
It was a high stick, so they did see the stick get up. I wondered.
Back down the ice it goes.
It's uncharacteristic of Regina to take this many penalties, and I think the Stars are doing a good job of getting under the skin and forcing them to kind of not be themselves a little bit. It's usually the other way around in this building anyway.
Beckman got it across to Gavlis, who dumped it back behind the goal. Solomon shoveled it up, and the Pat Canadians fire it down the ice as Denemy got rid of it. Through the middle onto the stick of Tyson Myers. Tried to get some room down in the left corner. Protects the puck with his body and comes all the way back to the point. Gavlis lets it go. A high one off the glass behind the goal. And then it's knocked out of the zone. And I think it touched somebody in the bench, so the faceoff will come back inside the Pat Canadian zone.
Yeah, 1 minute 36 into this power play and not a shot on goal yet. And when you're trailing in the game and you've got 14 shots on goal to this point, every shot is like gold, because goaltenders are maybe not as sharp as they were, as if they're seeing a lot of rubber. So they just got to keep it going and keep forcing some things to happen.
And both starting goaltenders no longer in the game. A reminder that they were switched up at various times. One in the second on the Pat Canadian side, and then here in the third, Lance Alm came off the bench back into the game after starring last night in a loss for the Stars. That's it. Power play is over. We are back to 5-on-5 hockey as we approach the midpoint of the third period. Myers, and it's in on the goaltender, and Moore will hold it as the pressure was coming down from Flodell.
Regina's had some good success over the last few years, again winning the league championship 2 years ago. The Stars in the league championship 2 years ago against these Regina Pats. Notre Dame Argos the year before that. So they are two cultures that have seen some winning. This the Stars team, different coaches right now, and they're trying to rebuild that culture of working hard and getting back to doing the things that they need to do.
Out of the zone, the Pat Canadians come with the puck down the left side, and a centering pass is knocked away by Reed as Lees and also Namath were in a good position to get a shot on goal had the pass got through. Namath will work it on the boards, and it's swept away by Esau around behind the goal at the point. Pinching in on the left side, Gorski holds it. Donovan Beatty, and a penalty coming again. This time Regina will give Battlefords yet another power play. There was some boarding, and the fans didn't like it. And Preston Brodziak will sit for 2, and I'm losing count now, but this is the third, if not maybe the fourth, power play in a row for the Battleford Stars. And with a 1-goal lead on the road, I'm sure that Coach Darren McKechnie is getting a little frustrated on the bench with his boys.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was one of those unnecessary penalties. We had Reed with his back turned to the play. He did not need to finish the check. The puck wasn't even there.
Yeah.
So those are the kinds of things that drive a coach of a 21-2 team crazy.
Well, and how many times are you going to dodge a bullet here in the third period? Reed down low, and the centering pass off the stick of Shuchuk, kept in by Beatty. In the corner, working for it, and now behind the net, it comes up to Reed. He'll take a wrist shot through traffic into the corner. Beatty shoveled it back down low. Donovan back there, and Beckman, and it comes out. Reed thought about making a rush, but then wheeled back. It slapped down into the Pat Canadian zone. Moore set it up for his teammate, and they ice it and kill off some of the penalty. Reed under pressure just sets it there for King Cunningham. King Cunningham will get as far as center and then follow up with it all the way down in behind the net, and works hard and gets a puck loose to his own man Logan Spence in front. He had a chance to shoot, but he fanned on it. Oof, there's a move just inside the blue line that turns into a scoring opportunity for Brandon Schmidt.
He got one earlier tonight by just sending it to the net, so he's going to keep doing it.
Half a minute in the man advantage for the Stars. Gavlis gained the zone, put it in behind the goal. It's slapped around the boards by Canuck Liepert. It got to the blue line, and then it's shoveled out by Pierce. Battleford's trying to turn it back quickly, and Gavlis played it right to the Pat Canadians, who fired it down the zone, and now under 5 seconds remaining in the penalty, and that is going to kill it off. So another bullet dodged for the Pat Canadians in the third. Reed brings it out.
Which I was going to say, which leads to frustration for the Stars, because you're getting all these opportunities, all these chances to tie the game, and you know, it kind of works to the contrary. Although you like to see the other team take penalties, when you're not having success, that gets you talking on the bench, and it gets you frustrated a little bit, maybe gripping the stick a little bit tight. And you have to look at Coach Gene Fashon saying, just get these pucks to the net. Let's get some things going, and let's turn our ties. Don't lose focus, keep it up, and let's not get frustrated with each other.
Credit to the Pat Canadians for killing off the penalties, by the way. As Sillinger digging for the puck with one hand behind the net. It's on the back of the goal, and eventually out. Lees almost pulled it back for Regina. Zenomi fires it back down into the Stars zone. Sillinger knocked that one down on the clearing attempt. Lees just got bumped in too hard. He didn't see it coming, but he's right back up. Ooh, I wasn't sure if the goaltender saw that, but Alm did pick it up as it floated just wide. Physical battle for the puck. Regina gets a chance off the post and then into the equipment, and the whistle went, and this is going to get ugly.
Yeah, they did not like the fact that they took a couple whacks at Lance Alm. The two teams have frustrations boiling over to this point, and we had to wonder when this was going to happen. I said I was surprised it hadn't happened to this point, but it's still happening in the corner, where they're going to send some of these players. Puglia, who likes to get in the mix at the best of times.
Yeah, they're getting him off right away to the penalty box to try and temper things down. So first, let's get the key role players out of the way. And I'm not sure what kind of calls we'll get. I don't expect a power play to come of this.
It looks to me like it might be Chike. No, I have 26. That's Tyler Lees. So he's been in the box at the end of the, or at the beginning of the period, rather, for unsportsmanlike conduct. His frustration is already there. So
just one penalty on each side, it looks like.
They're probably going to give them roughing after the whistle. I guess we'll see if there is any extra given.
Travis Ames and Phil McGee are comparing notes here. What did you see? What else? Anything else?
Well, again, one of those things where Alm had the puck covered. It was probably an unnecessary thing for the Regina Pat Canadian to, whether it was Lees or anybody else, to take some liberties. Lees went down. He's frustrated there at that point and says, okay, Puglia, you're going to get my wrath. Pins him against the boards, and as I mentioned, Puglia doesn't usually shy away from physical action, but they are sending him off the ice, so
yeah,
perhaps a 10-minute tacked onto that. Refs are still talking about it.
Well, somebody will be going to the Stars box to serve if Puglia has been given misconduct. Well, he has. We assume. I guess maybe he needed some equipment or medical attention, but I don't think so.
No, he was saying some things all the way to the penalty box.
There's Puglia on the right in white, and yeah, maybe it was some of that fracas when the officials were trying to break it up, and he carried on maybe a little longer than he should have. A little bit of a headlock in the mix, and both of the referees are now in the box trying to help sort this out. (4-3), the Regina Pat Canadians leading the Battleford Stars. The Pat Canadians 21-2-0-1 on the season, 43 points
at the top of the standings with Moose Jaws Generals also 43 points, but the Pat Canadians 3 games in hand coming into today. So the top team in the league, and there's the Battleford Stars trying to scrap their way back to 500 hockey. And if you look at 5th place down through 9th, Jay touched on it earlier in the broadcast. Every win a big one here to move you from an out of the playoff position right into the thick of the playoff chase.
Yeah, a win today for the Stars would move them from 9th to 5th in the standings. And again, it's such a logjam in the middle of the standings. I mean, you have Regina and Moose Jaw running away with things at the top end, but everybody else is kind of in play to do some playoff positioning. And again, with the Stars, it's interesting, 2-7 at home this year, and it's, you don't normally see that again when the team is almost 500, that had they even played 500 at home, they are in firm position of 4th or 5th place in the standings.
Prince Albert playing Yorkton this afternoon, and it's a 6-1 lead right now for the Mintos. So it looks like Prince Albert in a pretty good spot to leapfrog Yorkton, and still the discussion goes on, and now they put up 5-minute penalty, a major, thus the ejection on the Stars side for Puglia. So he gets 5 and he's done for the day. And on the Pat Canadian side, just the 1 penalty on the board, Canuck Liepert with a 2-minute penalty. I don't know if there will be more, but it looks like they finally got things sorted out.
You have to think that might be a head contact penalty, and maybe he took a real good shot at the Regina player in front and drew that 5-minute major, because as we saw on the replay earlier, he was pinned up against the boards and it didn't look like he hit anybody from behind, or it didn't appear that way anyway. Now there could have been some other action that we did not catch on the replay, but nonetheless we'll find out in just a few moments time. But that makes it tough when you've got 7 minutes left in the game. 5 of them you're going to be certainly having an extra player in the box that you could have used, somebody physical like Puglia.
Now it looks like the Pats may be sending a few extra bodies to sit. They're going to put 3 in total in the box. Okay.
Speaking with Dayton Buchanan, the assistant captain of the Stars, at the intermission, he said the game is going the way they want it to, but it's a fine line of being physical and coming at Regina, showing them that you're not afraid of them, and going over the line and maybe taking extra liberties where you shouldn't, because when you look at the Regina Pat Canadians power play, it is scary. They move the puck so well, they're fast, they get shots, they're not afraid to throw an extra man in the play, and causes all sorts of fits for the defenders of whatever team that they're playing against. They've got a goals against margin differential of 67, plus 67 coming into tonight's game. The Stars, conversely, a differential of minus 30. So this is not the formula that you want to use in drawing it up on the chalkboard to beat the Regina Pat Canadians, sending extra players to the box. But it's interesting, the number of Pats in the box versus number of Stars.
Finally, Esau and Scherger will go and sit for the Stars. One of them sitting, I suppose, on behalf of Puglia. Now, there was the slash from Puglia right there, and then maybe that was it, the little punch to the head of Canuck Liepert. Maybe that's what got him the 5.
Yeah, it looked like he took that shot, and good job for the truck for getting that replay, seeing what it was that led to this.
So it's 4-on-4, but there will be a power play in a couple of minutes. Gorski all alone, and I'm not sure if Holm got a piece or if Gorski missed the goal. 4-on-4, and in about 1:40, the Pat Canadians 2-minute penalty is going to end, and then they would have a man advantage for about 3 minutes. However, Now we have the officials at the bench calling the referee over, and they just want a little bit of clarification here. When that penalty, do we let somebody out? How does this work?
With that many players in the box, you want to know which player gets to come out first.
What do we do? We open the door, but who goes?
So they're going to sort that out, but it's when these two teams, obviously their emotions are running high, it's a close game, and you don't want to take a penalty that puts your team behind the 8 ball, but when you don't like the players you're playing against, you're going to say some things, and you're going to get a little extra physical when you can, and it seems like every stoppage in play, there's some extra words being said and liberties being taken, and I think both teams want to be very careful, very cautious not to put themselves in a hole that makes it tough on the rest of the team that rely on them.
Well, now they're going to put Logan Spence in the box as well for Battlefords. And maybe it was a situation where the timekeepers said, wait a second, there should be another body in here. We're missing something. Doing
the math on the number of penalties called, which haven't been officially announced yet.
Yeah. Well, it's 4-on-4, but now we have 3 in each penalty box. And now another call coming up as Shewchuk got his stick inadvertently into the feet of Chakay. But that's a penalty, and then there's a call on the Stars bench as well.
And I think that when you look at it, I mean, I don't think that there was anything malicious. He got his stick in the skates of the player. He ended up falling down, but you have to be in control of your stick. You were responsible for it, so it is the right call. And at that point, I think the Stars are just frustrated that the penalties are not going in their way.
And now they got to make room for Ian Hillis, who is going to come over and serve for the bench penalty that was tacked on.
So there is a full line out of commission in the box for the Stars.
Well, I hope Esau isn't supposed to be the first one out, because he's got a seatmate over in the corner.
Yeah, scooch by him.
Now it's a 4-on-3 for the Pat Canadians. And the puck zipped down the ice by the Stars. 6:20 remaining in the 3rd period. And it's still a 1-goal game after all the craziness we've seen. Collision at center ice, but nothing called on that play. Tyson Myers was sent spinning. From the point, slap shot is just wide of the goal by Ludwar, and the rebound off the backboards comes all the way down into Regina's zone. Gorski picks it up.
Ludwar playing a couple of games earlier this season with the Kamloops Blazers.
Pat Canadians gain the zone. Ludwar has it. Far side, Gorski. Back to Ludwar. A little back and forth. Try to get it down low. Sillinger was waiting for it, but it was knocked up over the glass.
So you give the Regina Pat Canadians enough room on the ice, and every one of them see the ice so well, and they slow the play down, and they make sure that their passes are on the tape. And again, when I had mentioned Ludwar playing with the Kamloops Blazers, he's played some pretty good hockey in his day. He's the team captain, and he has no problem letting that shot from the blue line go, and more often than not, he's going to find some trouble in front for the opposing team.
Pat Canadians won the faceoff, but Beckman quickly got in and whacked it down the ice to kill off some of the penalty kill. Kazimira, speed down the right side. He'll tool it around behind the net and all the way up the other side to the point. Near side, Ludwar into the middle, but then gives it back to his D partner. Setting up Solomon. Wrist shot, got through. Saved by Alm. Ludwar faked the shot, passed it down low. Now he gets it back. That's Solomon to Ludwar. Put the pass in a bad place. It's 5-on-3 now as a Pat Canadian comes out of the box to join the power play. But it's quickly fired down the ice. This will be a short-lived 5-on-3 as there's 10 seconds remaining in one of the Stars' penalties. Although I'm not sure, no, I don't think a man's going to come back on the ice. That's one of the incidental penalties. So the 5-on-3 will continue. Nobody out of the box at this time. Kazimira behind the goal. They're making the announcement on the penalties. Your guess is as good as ours as to who got what. But we do know it's 5-on-3. It would appear for about 1:40.
So Puglia got 5 for cross-checking, and the rest got roughing after the whistle.
Pat Canadians into the zone. It's getting down to about 4 minutes remaining in the third period. Regina has the 4-3 lead, but nothing much happening on the power play. They had the 5-on-3. Now it's 5-on-4, and they're not really generating much. Sillinger, though, can make things happen. Tried to stuff it from the side, and it's into Alm, and he'll cover it up. A little bit of a late poke there by Eric Hauk, but not serious.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the Regina bench. McKechnie is livid. He's wanting these guys to shoot, and right now he's letting them know. He was a moment ago, at least. He's coaching them up, saying, shoot the puck. You got to get around and shoot the puck. But they are moving the puck well. They just got to get some shots on Alm, whom at the best of times is tough to beat. One of the best goalies in the league.
Stars won the faceoff, but the Pat Canadians quickly on it. Hendren at the point, all the way across to Harold. Back to Hendren. Pierce and Hendren back and forth. Down low, and they'll cycle around. Denomi with the long pass across. Harold got the shot. There's a rebound. Now it's in behind the goaltender, and it squirts out the side of the crease without going in. Alm was down, and the puck was behind him. Nobody from Regina there to finish it off. Denomi, slap shot, save, big rebound, and it's whacked out of the zone by Jaden Shuchuk. 5-on-3 hockey for another 30 seconds. Ludwar gives it to Gorski. Ludwar this side to Cullen, and there's the shot from Gorski up over the net. Cullen battling on the board, and he'll get it to Ludwar. Culling has traffic in front, let it go, rebound, and nope, it's not gonna go. Gorski couldn't get it down to his stick in time to get a shot. And there's a nice bounce from Myers as he's able to get it out of the zone from the penalty box. Ian Hillis to Myers in front. Dangerous as the penalty ended, and Battleford's had a chance. Still a man advantage. Sillinger, let it go. Down low and wide. And now 15 seconds remaining, and it's out of the zone. And how about the Stars killing off a long 5-on-3 in what seems like 7-8 minutes of shorthanded hockey.
And yet doing a good job keeping it outside. Not a whole lot of really good scoring opportunities, save for one, of course, for Regina.
Gavlis swept it around the boards. It doesn't get out. Pat Canadians. Power plays are all done. Penalty box is empty for the first time in the third period. There's nobody sitting in the sin bin. And let's see if they play clean now in a one-goal game with a minute and a half. Both teams have to have the W in their sights, and I spoke too soon.
Well, we couldn't go a couple seconds without, but really in a play like this, I know they're going to end up calling Chiquet for this, but he was moving into the slot looking for a shot and ended up getting his stick up a little bit high, but forcing a chance, and again, one of those penalties you do not want to take, forcing your team to be shorthanded certainly for the remainder of this game. Chiquet, no stranger to the penalty box tonight, and that's gonna be frustrating if it ends up going in, because this was one of those unnecessary penalties.
Timeout is called. I think the officials indicated that Fauchon called the timeout for the Stars. They've got a minute and a half left in the game and a man advantage, so they want to talk it over on the bench.
With less than a minute to go, you know the Stars are going to be thinking about, if not already, getting Alm out of the net to create, another extra player on the ice. It looks like he's coming off the ice right now, but they're going to certainly, we're going to see Beckman out there. We're going to see likely Ian Hillis. We're going to see King Cunningham, the big shot from the point maybe. We're going to see Reed actually at the point, along with Gavlis, who've had they've been players with two great games on the backside for the Stars, but they're going to need to generate all the offense they can to try and even this up.
The net is empty, and the Pat Canadians can shoot at it without fear of an icing call. What happened there? Did it touch something out of play. Not sure what the call was.
Yeah, that was interesting. I believe that they're probably going to move it back to center ice. Probably a mistake, thinking that it was icing, and that's exactly what has happened.
And Alm comes back into the net with the face-off in the center area, so they don't get the control offensively with the power play and the goaltender pulled. Alm is leaking out of his crease a little bit here, and he'll be bolting for the goal if they can ever get the puck with possession in the other end of the ice. Nothing doing just now. Brodziak shoots it back in, and Regina's goal for the next 57 seconds. Just keep shoveling it back into the Stars zone. Myers across to Shewchuk, and now Alm is gone, and Shewchuk is wedged out on a great hip check by Ludwar.
So physical. And he goes off immediately.
40 seconds remaining. The goalie pulled for the Stars, and they do have a man advantage, so it's 6 skaters against 4. The puck will slide down wide of the goal. No icing. It's a man advantage. Half a minute remaining in the third period.
I'm going to make friends. I'm going to say that was good draw weight.
I'm a curler. Here comes Myers trying to slice through, and he does get partway through. Now there's a shot and a big save on a wrist shot. A little snapper that came up on the left shoulder of Moore, and the whistle went real quick. I don't know why, but they blew it down.
Yeah, that's been a couple plays where the whistle has been really quick. Again, the mistake, but Moore did a great job. Let's give Moore credit on that play. Hasn't seen a lot of shots, but the ones that he has seen, he has had great position, keeping it out of the net. The Stars, they carry over from last night. He's done a great job in between the pipes.
14 seconds left. There's the shot at the open net at the other end. Tick, tick, tick. I'm not sure if the Stars have much time to make it all the way down the ice. They got to try the home run stretch pass, and it's not going to connect, and the clock will expire, and it is a 4-3 win. The Regina Pat Canadians squeeze out a bit of an odd one against the Battleford Stars.
It was an odd one, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. When you go to the end of the year, you don't necessarily add up the odd wins, you add up the wins, and that's what Regina came here to do, is head home with 4 points. They got 4 points. The Stars, if they can build on anything, they've showed themselves they can play with a top-end team. When they stay out of the penalty box, when they get pucks to the net, they are a good team. They've got great goaltending. As soon as they figure out how to more consistently get that approach going.
4-3 to final. We'll be right back with more from the Battleford Civic Center. You're watching MaxTV, local on demand. Tyler Lees of the Regina Pat Canadians, good game for you today. 1 goal, 1 assist. Got a little scrappy, got a little chippy, but you guys managed to pull it out somehow. What's it like playing in a game where you're out shooting a team like that, but you just can't pull away?
Yeah, it's tough, obviously. We got into some penalty trouble there, but we pulled through. Had a couple big kills, big blocks by our guys, and it was good. And we just got to keep going, keep shooting pucks, and eventually they'll go in.
Do you like it when you play a same team back-to-back like that, or is it just an experience you could live without?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty fun. You know, the tension between the two games kind of carries over, so it's always going to be a good series, high and fast pace.
You're atop the standings in the league. What's the most important thing for you to think of as a team now to maintain that hold?
You know, going into the max here at Christmas, we just got to keep together and keep playing a team game and not worry about individual stats or anything like that, and just make sure we keep getting the 2 points and growing as a group and not just individuals here.
All right, well, thanks for stopping by, and good luck on the next one. Have a good, safe trip home.
Thank you, you too.
All right, so Tyler Lees, a goal and an assist today, an outstanding game for him, and a big win for Regina, but Battleford Stars were game today.
Absolutely, and again, I was mentioning it on the way down. Feel bad for Young, who held the team in for as long as he did and stopped as many shots, but at the end of the day, it was a bad goal that went in. It's frustrating for the team, but there's lots to build on for the Stars as they try and creep towards 500 hockey.
A 4-3 win for the Regina Pat Canadians from the Battleford Civic Center. Jay Crockett, thank you so much. I'm Heath Mulligan bidding you farewell on behalf of our MaxTV local on-demand crew. Have a wonderful day.
If you have program ideas that you'd like to see on Max TV Local On Demand, write us at max.local@sasktel.com.